Good morning, dear student. So today we will going to discuss about the Python programming, the iterations of the loop, different type of loops that we will going to see the different type of loops and how we can use their different functions and we can find it that the pattern that we are going to design today, that different types of pattern that we are designing, and we can construct that particular pattern to be implemented. So implementation of the pattern that we can find that we do have, and we are working in this particular area, in this particular farm. We can find that what is the condition that we can give, what is the condition that we can give here, and how we can make this particular thing to be implementable with the help of the loop that we are using, isn't it? So different pattern of loops, as I have said you earlier also, that we have a different pattern of loops, and let's see what are the programs there for today. Now let's see the first program. In this particular program, what you can find, you see here that we need to print a particular pattern. What is the pattern? That for I in range 1 to 6. Okay, so I in range 1 to 6, this particular thing that we are having, that means range means what? That it will start from 1 and it will go up to 6, but it will extract the value up to 5. Then what we have given for j in range, I 1 plus 1 comma that I plus 1. I plus 1 means whatever the value of I that will going to add it, print I slash n, that means a new line. So this is what we can see, that when we are constructing this particular type of pattern, in this pattern how many pattern of iterations that we are seeing that it will going to do. So iterations part that we are finding it, that it will going to take the iterations, that means when it take the value of 1, as it takes the value of 1, we find it that it will come inside, and after it come inside we can see it that this particular structure, this particular pattern that we are using and we are working on it, we find that this will going to be implemented, and this will going to be emphasized in this particular format. Okay, so particular format, based on this particular format, what we see that how it will going to do. So it will going to come in that particular loop, and as it is coming in the particular loop, we can see it that we are constructing the structures, and we are making the structures based on which the particular loop will going to execute. Okay, so these the repetitions that we find, these the repetitions that we can see, this repetitions it will going to do again and again. So first case what it will be, then it will be I plus 1 means 1 plus 1 2, so j will run for 2 times. Okay, but it will take out, it will print only the value of 1, first value. Then again it will go to the I, as it go to the i's, then it will go to the second value of the I, because by default we know there is an one incrementer will be there. So default incrementer, it will become 2, so it will come inside and it will see that particular j, and j will now become a 1 comma 2 plus 1 3. So there we can find that this will going to have the particular loop, and then it will print the value for twice. Okay, 1 and 2. So next what we can see it, that it will going to check the value, and when it check the value, then it will going to find out those values. So this the particular value what it has, we are going to execute that, and we find it that those the value will going to be implemented in such a way so that we can find that this particular frame or this particular part will be in the form of, or will be in the part of the area where we are making the structures, and where we are working on this particular pattern or particular structure. So as we are forming these structures, as we are making these structures, what we find that we do have this particular pattern of presentations, and when we have this particular pattern of presentations, we are constructing the loop, and in a loop we find it that a particular value will going to be implemented. Okay, so this the value what we can find, the value will be implemented. As we are implementing this value, we can make the particular loop to be worked with in such a manner that each and every time the thing will going to iterate, and as it is iterating, we find it that iterations will going to take out the values, and as it take out the value, we will going to find this particular loop will going to run for how many time. The inner loop will going to run for that many number of time as it is increasing, and when I will come at 6 and it crosses the 6, at that time it will going to stop, isn't it? So this is how we can find it that particular structures will be made. Now let us see the output. So now see this particular output. In this particular output, what you can find that we have make the loop, and as we have make the loop, when we are making the loop to run, what you find it that it will take that particular value, and as it is taking the particular value, see here the thing has been came in a particular pattern. First 1 came, then 2 came for how many times? 2 times. Then 3 came for 3 times, 4 came for 4 times, 5 came for 5 times. That means when it go to the 6, it is to the 6, so in a range, that means that will not going to take the input therefore of 6, therefore it will going to terminate it from there. So this many number of time, what we can see that we have the values, and as we are having the values, as we are sharing those values, what we can do, what we can make it that we do the particular work, and we can construct this particular work when we are making the structures and when we are working on this particular structure. Okay, so this is how we can make this particular loop to be worked, and we can get a certain pattern of output. See the pattern also I have created here, that first it will print 1, then it will print 2 times, then 3 for 3 times, 4 for 4 times, and 5 for 5 times. So this is how we can build one structure. This is how we can build the loop, and as building the structures and as building the loop, we can make the particular thing to be executable. Okay, so as this particular thing is executable, then we can work on it, and we can make this particular work to be utilized. Okay, make this particular work to be utilized. So this is how what we can find that we are working on these structures. Now let us see the next program. Now dear student, see the next program. In this particular program, what we have, we need to construct one triangle. Okay, we need to construct one triangle with this asterisk mark, with this asterisk mark. So this is a string, so string asterisk, then pnt means pin, what to be print, that it will going to print the invert blank space. Okay, so it will going to print out the blank space. Now what I have given for n in range 6. So when the n in range 6, what a print pnt plus equals to string. So pnt one variable I have taken. So this particular variable, what is we have done here, that pnt plus equals to string means pnt equals to pnt plus string. So when pnt equals to pnt plus string, that means what is the value of pnt? The value of the pnt is blank inverted comma open and inverted comma close, that means a blank area, and in that what the string will going to add with it. So in a blank area we are inserting the particular asterisk mark, isn't it? So this way it will going to do, it will going to print that, and then print 3 into the complete. That means the complete will come how many times? The complete will come 3 times after completing this. That means after completing what? After completing which part? After completing this particular part, that it will going to run from what? 6 means what? From 0 to 6. As we have given the range, starting point hasn't been given. So since we haven't given the starting point, that means it will going to take the starting point from where? From 0. Okay, from 0 it will take the starting point. So as it take the starting point from 0, from there what we can find, it will going to take the value, and after it take the value, then it will going to come inside it. So when it come inside it, what it find? pnt is blank space, it will take plus string means that particular string where we have given a single asterisk sign. So this asterisk will going to print. So again when we find it that it will go for the second time, then the thing will going to increase. So how many time then it will going to print? It will going to print for one time. Then next again it will come, then it will going to print for two time. Then when we come, it will going to print for three time. Why three time? Because it is see 0 1 and 2. 0 1 and 2 is how many times? 0 1 and 2 means three times. So when it comes to the 4, similarly 0 1 2 3, that means fourth time that a particular thing will going to print, because this loop inside it, it will going to again going to make the work. Okay, so when it go inside of this particular thing, it will again make the work, and it will complete the process of up to that particular part what has been given to it. Okay, up to that particular part. If it is given 4, then it will going to run for 3 times. If it come 5, then it will run for 4 times. If it is given 6, then it will run for 5 times. So this is the way that we find, this is the pattern that we find, that when we are constructing this, when we are making this particular structure, as we are constructing these structures, as we are making these structures, we find this loop will going to work in this way. That means iterations, the again and again doing the work, this again and again doing the work, what we find it, the thing will going to be done, and thing will going to be seen in this particular manner. Fine. So in this particular manner, when the thing will going to be done and thing will going to work, we will going to have the structures, and we will going to make the structures to be implemented, to be worked with in this particular manner, or in this particular way. Okay, so in this particular way, or in this particular manner, that we are constructing it, and we are making this particular structure. So as we are making the structures, what we find it, that there are the different forms or different patterns that we are going to make the structures, and we are going to work on this particular pattern or particular structure. Okay, so this is how what we have done it, this is how what we have printed it. That means we are taking the string variable, one string variable, because it is within a single inverted comma, it is a string variable. And as we are taking a string variable, then how to print the string variable? So those the string variable that we need to print, that we have called one blank space, isn't it? We have called one blank space. So inside of that particular blank space, what we can find, that we can make this particular string to work. And as we are finding this particular string to work, it will going to give us the output in such a way, or in such a form, that it will going to have this particular phenomena. It will going to have this particular structure, based on which that I have given one range. Range is from what? Range is from n. Okay, so value of n, n in a range of 6. N in a range of 6 means n will start from 0 and it will go up to 6. That means up to 5 it will going to execute. Okay, up to 5 it will going to execute. So since it is executing up to 5, so that is the way what we find, that it will going to iterate the loop, that as many number of time it will come inside, that many number of time the loop will going to execute it. Okay, when it come it for one time, so one time. So when it come it for two times, that it will repeat the loop for two times. Then if it come for three times, so it will repeat the loop for three times. So as it come for the fourth times, it will repeat it for four times. So this is the way we see it, and we can find it, that particular loop will going to repeat. We can make the repetitions of the loop, and making that repetitions of the loop, we can work on this particular loop. Okay, so as we are working on this particular loop, as we are making the repetitions of the particular loop, we can find it, we can see it, that how we are constructing this and how we are making it. Okay, so how we are constructing this and how we are making it, that is one of the very important part, that is one of the very important sections, that we are executing this loop and we are making the structures that to be worked. Okay, that we find that how we are working on it and how we are making this particular pattern to be implemented. Fine. So this is the implementation, this is the implementation part. Now let us see what is the output there. So see now what the output we have here. See the pattern that we have constructed in this particular pattern. See first it has come one time, then it has go inside, and the thing has increased now from 2 times. The 2 means what, 0 and 1 time it will going to print, isn't it? So it has printed that. Now when it come again inside, it has increased for 4 times. So 0, 1 and 2, that means 3 times that will going to go. That when it will go for the 4 times, that means 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, that we are making and we are constructing. Next 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is way how we find the loop will going to execute. Okay, this is how we can find it, the loop is executing. So as we find the loop is executing means it is taking that many number of times. So 1 means it is taking 1 time, 2 means it is taking executing it for twice, because there is no range is given inside. Similarly outside there is a range, but inside there is no range. So as it come inside, it find it that thing to be printed. So that many number of time it will going to go. So similarly as it goes for the 6 times. 6 means originally what, 6 means what, 7 times. 0 to 6, 0 to 6 means it will going to take the value for 7 times. So 6 times the value will be printed. So lastly you see it here, the value has been printed for how many times, the value has been printed here for 6 times. So this is the way that we can find that we can make the execution of the loop, and we can work with the loop in this particular manner. So let us see what is the next program is waiting for us. So now see the next program. In this program what you can see, that this is a nested loop again, and in this nested loop what we have a decrementer. Okay, we have a decrementer. Now see here, for I in a range, that 7, then 1, then -1, that means up to how -1 it will going to decrement. Okay, and for j in a range 1, then I -1, what will be the value of I, that will going to decrease. So 7 minus 1 is 6, that means 6 times the thing will going to execute. Okay, and then again it will going to decrease it, then it will come 5, the 5 time it will execute. Similarly when we find it, this particular 7 is decreasing, that means as the 7 is decreasing, it comes to 7 minus 1. 7 minus 1 means this particular one. Okay, so 7 minus 1 is 6. So it will again enter in the value, it will run it, and it will take out the value of j. J will be what, that time 7 minus 1 6, so 6 minus 1 5. So it will going to have the execution here for 5 times. So first it have an execution for what, 6 times, then it has our execution of 5 times, then again 7 will decrease and it will going to have an execution of 4 times, then 3 times, then 2 times, then 1 time. So this is way that we can find it, that we have this particular pattern of the structure where we are reversing, that means from the back to the front we are coming. Back to the front means from a big number, suppose here what we have done, from 7 to 1 we are coming here. Okay, so as we are coming here from 7 to 1, this particular structure that we are constructing here, and we are making it here, we find it that we will going to have this particular pattern, and we are constructing this particular pattern. So as we are constructing this pattern, as we are making this pattern, we can see it, we can find it that we will going to have this particular pattern of scenarios, and we will going to implement this particular pattern of work that we are executing it, isn't it? So all this execution, all this part of executions that we are making the particular structures, and we are working with the particular structures, these the particular structures that we have, this the particular part that we can find, that we have this pattern of structures, and we are constructing this particular pattern of the structures based on which we have implementation of the loop. Now let us see what is the output that we can find. So see here what we have this particular pattern. In this pattern, what first we have a value from 1 2 3 4 5, after that 1 2 3 4, after that 1 2 3, after that 7 means what 6 6 time that means 6, it will 7 minus 1 is 6, that means up to 5 the value will be extracted. So here what we can find, the 1 2 3 is extracting here, then 1 2 is extracting here, then 1 is extracting here. So this is the way that we find that we can do this particular structures, and we can implement this particular structures to the part of different types of programming. So okay, so thank you students. Today I am ending my today's session here. Thank you all.